Hey everyone, this is Chris with Ignited by Nature, and today I'm going to be talking about the Swarovski Optik TAS adapter for the NL Pures. This adapter has been out since mid-2024, and in this video I'm going to be going over the specs, and then I'm also going to be talking about how I like it and some of the pros and cons. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so first off, I just want to say that I am super stoked that they actually came out with this adapter. Prior to this adapter coming out, you only had aftermarket options, or you had this Bino harness or Bino clamp adapter, which if you pay $3,000 to $3,500 for your binoculars, you definitely want something that feels nice and is just awesome to use. And this was not that, right? So prior to that, you had to work with something like this, and then you strapped it down if you wanted to use a Swarovski Optik product, right? So this wasn't very practical, and there were some other aftermarket options. Outdoorsman had one, and then also another option would be to use the SLC adapter and then use a stud from another aftermarket company. So right here I have the old SLC adapter, and you can kind of just place it in here, and it's got an Arca Swiss mount as well. And then you just take the male end and insert it in the female end with the SLC adapter, and it clicks right in, and then you just lock it in place. So that's what I've been using prior to mid-2024. So then 2024 rolls around, and Swarovski Optik introduces the new NL Pure line, the 52s. So you got the 14 by 52s and the 10 by 52s like I mentioned earlier. And they also mentioned that they're going to have a new adaptive feature or a new tripod adapter. And so with that tripod adapter that they released, the new tripod adapter has a male end on the actual tripod adapter versus the old SLC adapter has a female end. I personally like the female end better. After using the male end TAS adapter, I can just say it's just a lot harder to line up and put on than the SLC that just kind of went right over. So I actually like this adapter better than the TAS adapter that they just came out with. However, if you just don't want to even deal with that and you just want to go with the proprietary tripod adapter made by Swarovski Optik, then I would definitely go with the TAS adapter, which has the male in. And the only problem that I found with that is, let me get it mounted here, is that when you go to line it up, not only do you have to make sure it's lined up properly, you have to stretch these open, and it's kind of a pain, but you kind of have to go like this and then line it up, and then it will lock in, and then you press down and it locks. And then once you're locked in, it's good. But I found some difficulties in the field trying to line that up, especially when you're in a hurry. So just take your time, because you don't want to drop your $3,500 binoculars, right? So basically, if we take these off, which that is another thing that I found kind of to be a little bit difficult, is actually popping these off. See how it's actually sticking? So you just kind of have to play around with it, and then eventually it just pops off. But yeah, see, I'm having difficulties getting that off right now. And that's kind of another annoying feature about this product, especially when you pay $200 for it, right? There, it's popped off. So you also have the option to lock it down from the rear. Forgot to mention that, but that will keep it from actually, getting knocked while you're glassing, if you're worried about that. But yeah, just getting this sucker off is a pain in the butt every time. There we go. So I got it popped off. So that's one big feature that I did want to mention too, is that that's actually very annoying to get it popped off. So not only is it harder to get it put on to the binocular, but then taking it off is kind of a struggle. But like I said, once it's locked in, it's locked in. And this thing is very well made. Sorry, I got on a side tangent, but I was talking about the thread options. So if you don't want to use Arca rail or you don't have Arca capability, you have the 3/8 inch thread that can be removed with a quarter. And then you also have the 1/4 inch thread if you remove that thread. Overall, its build quality is really nice. It's just the connection quality that isn't that great. And I honestly still really enjoy the Swarovski Optik products. If I just center this over here and mount it back on, we'll just look at the options that you have, or the reasons why that I actually really like this product is the ability to cant your binoculars while you're glassing. It's just awesome. So I'm going to try to lock it down this way this time. So I'm locked in now, right? And now I have the ability to adjust my interpupillary distance. So I can go up and down with that interpupillary distance and then adjust it for your eye settings. So if you're with a buddy or with your wife or a girlfriend and they want to take a look through binoculars, they can actually adjust it for them. And then you also have the ability to cant. As you can see, that is a really nice feature, especially when you're glassing and you're on uneven terrain and you're glassing into a mountain range. You're definitely going to need a cant sometimes. So I really like that you have the ability to do that with this particular tripod adapter. With that being said, this adapter is $200. So that's kind of spendy for a lot of people. For me, I like Swarovski Optik products. I think they make high quality products and their warranty is absolutely phenomenal. I've never had issues sending anything in, and although they say it's not lifetime guaranteed, I've never had an issue with them not covering something, and they've never charged me yet. And I've sent binoculars and I've also sent spotting scopes in to actually get fixed because I dropped them or something, and they haven't charged me yet. So that's pretty awesome. And keep in mind, when I contact them, I'm not telling them that I'm making videos or anything like that. I'm just calling in like a customer because I want the full customer service experience. I don't want that experience to change. And every time I call them, it's top notch. Another thing that I wanted to mention before I jump into the pros and cons would actually be the ability to retrofit your NL Pures that were made prior to 2024. Now, you are going to want to contact Swarovski Optik. If you have them registered online, you can also file a ticket there. But just give them a call and they'll be able to tell you based off your serial number if your NL Pures are eligible for upgrade or retrofitting. And basically, if you get them retrofitted, the whole process is going to take about 2 weeks. And that's counting from the time you send it in to the time they receive them, then 2 weeks, and then you should have them back. Now, if you buy the TAS adapter, they'll actually cover the retrofit. But if you don't have the TAS adapter, you haven't bought it, but you want your binoculars retrofitted either for resale or just because you want to eventually get the TAS adapter, then you're going to have to pay $50. Now, for me, I actually have 3 NL Pures, and I actually called to clarify this. So I was like, can I just send them all in now that I bought one of the TAS adapters? And will you guys cover all that? And they said, no, we'll cover the first one, and then it's $50 per additional binocular. So for me, I'm going to get one of them covered. So now that we've kind of gone over the features and some of the quirks of this tripod adapter, let's go over the pros and cons. Now, as far as pros go, this adapter is very well made, and I enjoy the overall build quality. Now it's just popping it off. That's the issue here, right? And then I also like that it has Arca Swiss capabilities. So it's already comes pre-installed, or it's created with an Arca Swiss mount. But then you also have the ability to have a 3/8 inch adapter or a 1/4 inch adapter if you don't have Arca. It also comes with Swarovski's warranty. And from what I've seen, even though it's not a lifetime unconditional, they treat it like a lifetime unconditional. They care about their customers. So that's another pro that you get when you buy one of these tripod adapters. And then as far as cons go, I would say the price is a major con. Overall, the price is $200 plus tax. So you're probably looking at what, $210, $215 after tax, but they will ship it to you. You might be able to find it cheaper on eBay or with some other companies. Just make sure it is a Swarovski Optik product so that you get that warranty. And then lastly, the con that I really noticed is the ability to mount the binoculars on the tripod adapter. I really wish they would have made this the female portion and then put the male portion or a stud on the NL Pures. I just really found it difficult to get these things not only mounted and lined up when you're in a pinch, but also if you need to take them off fast, you really got to play with those binoculars to get them to come off. So it's on, and like I said, it's got a lot of nice functionality, but I would also say that when I pop it off here, just gotta jiggle it and then it comes off. With all that being said, that's kind of a wrap on this video. If you like this video or found it helpful, please like and subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate that. And then also leave a comment. Tell me what you think about the Swarovski Optik TAS tripod adapters. And then also, if you want to let me know what tripod adapter you use for your NL Pures, I'd love to hear about that as well. Once again, my name is Chris with Ignited by Nature. Until next time, guys and gals.